Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurul Akmal Aini binti Azmi, matric number 242011355. My team member's name Nasrin Safiah binti Nasaruddin 242011321, and the last one is Nurul Takifah binti Abdul Rahim 242011362. Today, my group and I will present about the Telangana Chemical Factory explosion in 2025. We will analyze this tragic incident using the Hirarc method, which stands for Hazard Identification, Risk Assessment, and Risk Control. The objective of this presentation is to identify what went wrong, how the risk could have been reduced, and most importantly, the lesson we can learn for engineering safety. Okay, for the introduction, industrial accidents are still a major challenge worldwide, especially in high-risk industries like chemicals. That's why methods like Hirarc are very important. This method provides a structured approach to number 1, identify hazard, number 2, assess the level of risk, and the last one is implement proper control measures. Through this case study, we will see how failure in safe management led to a catastrophic accident.
This slide we are talking about industrial background. This accident happened on 30 June 2025 at a chemical factory in Pasamilaram, Telangana, India, which is they producing microcrystalline cellulose or MCC. Okay, this explosion started inside the spray dryer reactor, which then caused a massive fire spread throughout the facilities. Unfortunately, this accident caused 46 workers lost their life, 33 were injured, and 8 were reported missing. This accident has shocked the local community and become the most severe industrial accident in India. This accident background show us how can hazard be not properly controlled.
Okay, now we will explore the risk control measure. To prevent accident like this, several control measures should have been implemented. First, and the first and most effective level is engineering controls. So we should to install fire alarm, heat sensors, automatic fire suppression, and replace old machinery. The second level is administrative control. Create standard operating procedure, conduct preventive maintenance, carry out regular safety audits, and strengthen the safety culture. Last but not least is PPE, or we call it as personal protective equipment. Workers must be equipped with fire resistant, such as clothing, helmets, gloves, and respirators. If these controls were applied, the explosion could have been prevented or at least reduced in severity. So now I will move forward to hazard identification. In our hazard identification, we found several critical issues. First is overheating in the spray dryer reactor. Second, outdated and poorly maintained machinery. Third, no fire alarm or heat sensors installed. Fourth, workers lack safety training. Fifth, weak emergency response. All these hazards combined created a highly unsafe environment.
Risk assessment. The most of the hazard were rated as high likelihood and severe impact. For example, overheating reactor, outdated machinery, no fire detection system, and lack of training are the high risk, and weak emergency response are the medium risk. This means the factory was operating in a condition that major accident were likely to occur.
Okay, for the finding and recommendation, our analysis shows that this explosion was preventable. The disaster became worse due to a poor safety culture, lack of detection system, and insufficient training. So that's why we recommend number 1 to upgrading detection and safety system. Number 2 is conduction regular safety training and drills, and the last one is strengthening safety audits. This ensures that risks are managed before accident happen.
Importance of industrial safety. This case highlight why the industrial safety is important in engineering practice. First, it protect worker life and health. Second, it prevent financial loss and damage to the company reputation. Third, it ensure compliance with national law and international standard. Finally, it help to build a strong safety culture where every worker feel responsible for preventing accident. As future engineers, we must remember that safety is not an optional, part of our job. It is our responsibility and duty.
In conclusion, this case study teaches that ignoring hazards leads to catastrophe. Using hierarchy allows us to systematically identify risks and prevent accidents. As safety engineers, we are not just designing system, but we are also protecting life. So let us always remember safety begins with proper planning and there is no compromise in technical safety. That's all from me. Thank you.
Before we end our presentation, I would like to highlight a few safety slogans that remind us of the importance of engineering safety. Okay, for the point number 1, safe design comfortable work, meaning that safety should be integrated into the design itself. Point number 2, safety begins with proper planning, showing that every project must start with safety in mind. Point number 3, safety engineers don't just design system, they protect life. That remind us of our responsibility as future engineers. Point number 4, every bolt, wire and structure must prioritize safety because even small details can prevent accident. And finally, no compromise in technical safety. Safety should never be sacrificed for cost or speed. This slogan reflects the lesson from the Telangana case. Safety is not just a requirement but a core value in engineering. With that, our group conclude the presentation. That's all. Bye.